Hallo und willkommen zu Now German, Lektion 80, Lesson 80. Guten Morgen, Sie.
Hello everyone, guten Morgen, Gregor.
So the last 9 lessons and also this one, we looked at all kind of topics related to work. And we are going to conclude by looking at the day of a chef. A chef in German is ein Koch. And we have the place where the Koch works is das Restaurant. So that's some important things. What do you imagine would the day of a chef look like, Xi?
Preparing the ingredients and start cooking. And I think that's it. Maybe need to clean up a bit.
Sounds pretty chill. All right, I think we should look at our dialogue and see how that really works, at least in this case.
Sag mal, Max, wie ist ein Arbeitstag im Restaurant?
Arbeitstag.
Arbeitstag.
Mein Arbeitstag?
Ja, genau. Dein Arbeitstag alles Kuch.
Also, ich stehe früh auf. Ich trinke einen Kaffee und um 6 Uhr fahre ich zum Markt. Dort kaufe ich Obst, Gemüse, Fleisch, Fisch und Brot.
Okay, and then?
Dann bringe ich das alles zu meinem Restaurant und bereite es für das Kochen vor. Um 9 Uhr öffnen wir. Dann kommen die ersten Kunden und trinken einen Kaffee oder bestellen ein Croissant.
Aha.
Ja, genau. Dann koche ich und um 12 Uhr kommen die Gäste für ihr Mittagessen. Am Nachmittag habe ich kurz Zeit für die Buchhaltung, aber dann muss ich wieder kochen für die Gäste am Abend.
Ganz schön viel Arbeit.
Ja, genau. Aber um 21 Uhr gehe ich nach Hause, denn ein anderer Mitarbeiter putzt und räumt auf.
Das ist gut. 15 Stunden sind ja lange gegangen.
Genug.
Genug.
All right. That is slightly longer than usual, but that's also good sometimes to learn more words and just hear more conversation. So the first word you struggled a bit is der Arbeitstag,
Der Arbeitstag.
the work day. And I think you can tell it's literally made up of the word Arbeit, work, related to the verb arbeiten, to work, and then Tag is just the day. And a reminder, the combined words in German always take the gender of the last word. So because it is der Tag, it is then also automatically also der Arbeitstag. And then we have das Restaurant.
Das Restaurant.
The restaurant. You can also pronounce this more French, das Restaurant, but this depends a bit on where you are. And also if you pronounce it French, it's correct, but it might sound slightly fancy. So you might sound like some aristocrats being very noble. So it depends on the context, which pronunciation you ideally use. And then we have der Koch.
Der Koch.
That is the cook or the chef. And there is one thing that tricks up German students, that the German word der Chef also exists. But der Chef in German, that means the boss. So if you call someone chef in German, it's not the cook, but it's the boss. And the cook in German is just der Koch. All right. And then we have der Markt.
Der Markt.
The market. And I think similar to English, this will refer to sort of like a street market or also a market hall. Is not the supermarket. It's something either more old-fashioned with stands or something a bit more professional, like a big market for professional sellers and buyers. That is der Markt. And then we have bringen.
Bringen.
To bring. And alles.
Alles.
Everything. And vorbereiten.
Vorbereiten.
To prepare. And this is separable. So I will say, ich bereite vor. I prepare something. Okay, and then we have the verb. The thing that der Koch actually does is kochen,
Kochen.
to cook. For example, ich koche Spaghetti. I cook spaghetti. And then we have das Kochen,
Das Kochen.
the cooking. Yes. So in German, if we build a noun out of a verb, as you do it here in English, to cook becomes the cooking. We do that in German, but we actually just stick with the infinitive form. We don't add ing or anything. And it always has the neutral gender if we do that. So that's why it is das Kochen. And then we have öffnen,
Öffnen.
to open. Erste,
Erste.
that is the first. Und der Kunde,
Der Kunde.
the customer. And the customer in a restaurant can bestellen,
Bestellen.
to order. For example, what you could order is das Croissant.
Das Croissant.
Yes, croissant, of course. And also, a customer in a hotel or restaurant, you might also call it der Gast,
Der Gast.
the guest. And in plural, that is die Gäste.
Die Gäste.
Yes. And the lunch, I think we saw that before, that is das Mittagessen.
Das Mittagessen.
That's right. And kurz,
Kurz.
that means short or briefly. So in our dialogue, our cook has a bit of time after the lunch to take care of die Buchhaltung.
Die Buchhaltung.
That is accounting. So it's interesting. Buchhaltung, in German, we often have very literal things. Buch, that is, of course, the book. And Haltung, that's like to hold. Hold the book. Basically, keep your books up to date. Take care of the proper money flows and just tracking everything. That is the Buchhaltung. And then, of course, we also have the verb and nouns and person that does that you have all logically formed out of this as well. But let's not look at that. Then we have müssen,
Müssen.
to must or to have to. And wieder,
Wieder.
again. And denn,
Denn.
that is because. All right. And a few more. Ein anderer,
Ein anderer.
another. For example, ein anderer Mitarbeiter, another employee, Mitarbeiter.
Mitarbeiter.
Yes. And in the end of the day, you need to clean up, and then we call it putzen.
Putzen.
Yes. Or putzen is just clean, make it not dirty, and then rearrange the things that everything is in its proper place. We call that aufräumen.
Aufräumen.
Yes, exactly. All right. These were a lot of words. Any questions?
Na, so far so good.
Great. Then let's look at our dialogue one more time.
Sag mal, Max, wie ist ein Arbeitstag im Restaurant?
Mein Arbeitstag?
Ja, genau. Dein Arbeitstag alles Kuch.
Also, ich stehe früh auf. Ich trinke einen Kaffee und um 6 Uhr fahre ich zum Markt. Dort kaufe ich Obst, Gemüse, Fleisch, Fisch und Brot.
Okay, und dann?
Dann bringe ich das alles zu meinem Restaurant und bereite es für das Kochen vor. Um 9 Uhr öffnen wir. Dann kommen die ersten Kunden und trinken einen Kaffee oder bestellen ein Croissant.
Aha,
Ja, genau. Dann koche ich und um 12 Uhr kommen die Gäste für ihr Mittagessen. Am Nachmittag habe ich kurz Zeit für die Buchhaltung, aber dann muss ich wieder kochen für die Gäste am Abend.
ganz schön viel Arbeit.
Ja, genau. aber um 21 Uhr gehe ich nach Hause, denn ein anderer Mitarbeiter putzt und räumt auf.
Das ist gut. 15 Stunden sind ja lange genug.
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 All right, that was great. And to finish up our 10 lesson block about jobs and work, let's again look at what ChatGPT thinks are the 10 most important professions to know in German. And I'm going to read the male version and you can read the female version, okay? And
Okay.
I'll also always mention what that is. So the doctor is der Arzt.
Die Ärztin.
Careful, you need to pronounce this umlaut as so it is die Ärztin.
Die Ärztin.
Yes, and teacher is der Lehrer.
Die Lehrerin.
Yes, and then the waiter is der Kellner.
Die Kellnerin.
Yes, you could also imagine the Kellner, someone working in the restaurant, taking part of what happens in today's dialogue, just from another role. Okay, and then we have der Ingenieur, which is of course the engineer.
Die Rangenierin.
That's a bit of a troublemaker to pronounce. Huh? That is die Ingenieurin.
Die Rangenierin.
Yes. And another word, we also saw that in a recent dialogue, that is der Verkäufer.
Die Verkäuferin.
That is the salesperson. And be careful, AU, we always pronounce that as ÖI. So that is die Verkäuferin.
Die Verkäuferin.
Yes. And then the chef, we had it today, that is der Koch.
Die Küchin.
That's right. And der Polizist.
Die Polizistin.
I guess you can already tell what that is. That's, of course, the policeman, the policewoman. And the driver is der Fahrer.
Die Fragerin.
Yes, die Fahrerin. Be sure to not pronounce the R after the F in the beginning, but a bit later. And then we have the student, that is der Student.
Die Studentin.
Die Studentin.
Die Studentin.
Yes, and one thing to know here is that this word, der Student, the Studentin, that only refers to university students. If I'm a student at elementary school, do you know how you would call that?
I don't know.
That is der Schüler.
Oh, der
Yes, so
Schüler.
that's same as your role in this German course, der Schüler, and the feminine form is?
And die Schülerin.
That's right. And the last one that we have here is the mechanic, that is der Mechaniker.
Die Mechanikerin.
Yes. All quite logical with the feminine forms, right?
Yes.
Any questions?
Is the student only applied to uni student and the rest of the students will be called as Schüler?
Yes. So in university, all degrees are covered. So if you're a bachelor student, master student, that is definitely student. And actually, PhD student, we would also not use that word. In that case, we call them doctorand because they are heading towards the doctor title, the PhD title. So it's just basically bachelor and master students where this expression is usually used. And the same goes for the verb. So the verb studieren, to study, that is also only for university. And otherwise, do you know what we use otherwise for to study?
Lernen.
Exactly, lernen. So related to the English word to learn. But because study, we don't have this equivalent, you also translate to study to lernen, except in the case of university. Okay, any other questions?
No, oh, good.
Great, let's look at the dialogue one more time.
Sag mal, Max, wie ist ein Arbeitstag im Restaurant?
Mein Arbeitstag?
Ja, genau. Dein Arbeitstag. Alles Kuch.
Also, ich stehe früh auf. Ich trinke einen Kaffee und um 6 Uhr fahre ich zum Markt. Dort kaufe ich Obst, Gemüse, Fleisch, Fisch und Brot.
Okay, und dann?
Dann bringe ich das alles zu meinem Restaurant und bereite es für das Kochen vor. Um 9 Uhr öffnen wir. Dann kommen die ersten Kunden und trinken einen Kaffee oder bestellen ein Croissant.
Aha,
Ja, genau. Dann koche ich und um 12 Uhr kommen die Gäste für ihr Mittagessen. Am Nachmittag habe ich kurz Zeit für die Buchhaltung, aber dann muss ich wieder kochen für die Gäste am Abend.
ganz schön viel Arbeit.
Ja, genau. Aber um 21 Uhr gehe ich nach Hause, denn ein anderer Mitarbeiter putzt und räumt auf.
Das ist gut. 15 Stunden sind ja lange genug.
Yes. All right. Ein Arbeitstag im Restaurant. Maybe not as chill as you thought for this particular cook. What do you think?
Yes, I think it's quite intense.
Yes, I think if you work in a restaurant, it must be really tough because there are so many things to take care of and very long working days. And you really need to be passionate about food. All right. But I think luckily we are both not having this intense kitchen working times. So we also have some time to teach and learn German. So hopefully do you. And we'll see you again in the next lesson where we talk about a new topic. So see you there. Tschüss.
Tschüss!